Good morning, hockey family. It's Tim from Field Hockey Education. In today's coaching video, we'll be working on a nice little give and go crash ball drill that you can use with your team. It's just the base of where you can work from. From there, you can add more stuff as you go as a coach. So I hope you enjoy this video and let's go. If you have not subscribed yet, please click that little icon in the bottom corner. Please like this video because it shows the support towards my channel. Thank you for all the support so far in this channel. I really do appreciate it. And enjoy the next video. In this give and go crash ball drill that you can use with your team is the circles over here is an object that you can use. So if you have tires or anything that you can just place, that's a stationary object to implement a defender in this drill. But how it will work is player 1 will pass to player 2. As soon as that pass happens, player 3 will make a lead towards. Player 2 will receive the ball, pass it to player 3. They will then start making their lead into this space. Player 3 will receive and then make a pass back to player number 2. Player 2 will then receive and then they will crash ball, hit it as hard as they can into the circle, where player 4 will then try to deflect it towards goal. As soon as this player 3 has passed the ball to player 2, this side can start. So then the next player will pass to player 5. Player 6 will then move towards. Player 5 will pass, receive. Player 5 will then keep moving. Player 6 will then pass the ball to player 5. And then obviously with player number 2 finishing the crash ball hit, they will become this person that's going to deflect on this side. So they will make their run into the circle to deflect this ball towards the goal. And it keeps going exactly the same side. As soon as this side has taken the shot, or as soon as player 5 passes the ball to player 6 and player 6 passes back to player 5, the next ball will start on this side. And they will keep going where player 5 will be the person deflecting. In the deflecting part of this drill is you need to tell your players not to stand, if the ball comes from this side, not to stand in this areas, because as soon as it gets deflected, it's just going to go into that directions over there. It's not going to go towards the goal. So they need to make their leads into so that they can deflect the ball here so it can go towards the goal in that area that they want to. So that was the nice little give and go crash ball drill that you can use with your team. I hope you can use this in your next training session. Thank you for watching this video and see you next time. Bye bye. Good morning, hockey family. Etienne from Field Hockey Education. In today's coaching drill, I'm going to show you a nice midfield pocket drill that I use with my players. I will show you the drill out, how it works, some key tips that you need to look at as a coach, some progression towards this drill. So I hope you can use this this drill for your players. This drill you can also use for under 12s, even under 11, 10s. It's a really simple drill that you can simplify so that your age appropriate group that you're coaching can actually benefit from midfield pockets. So enjoy this video and let's go. If you have not subscribed yet, please click that little icon in the bottom corner. Please like this video because it shows the support towards my channel. Thank you for all the support so far in this channel. I really do appreciate it. And enjoy the next video. So for this midfield pocket drill, you want to try and set up, as you can see, inside this block so that you can actually use the 25 going towards the goal. So the ideal start for this first part is the coach will start with the balls in the middle. He will pass the ball to the defender inside this square box with the cones around. These three attackers can only press the defender as soon as he or she gets the ball. The defender's job is to keep the ball as much as possible and as long as possible in this square block. What the attackers then need to do is they need to try and step in a way so they can put pressure onto the defender. Their goal for this thing is either to take the ball off or to try and force the defender to make a pass back in a game situation. But in this drill, the only thing they can do is they need to try and line up so that the defender can't have any way out, and they need to try and take the ball from there. So they need to put on pressure. So that's where their stick will go. That's where attacker 2 stick will go, and that's where attacker 1 stick will go. So it's a nice little pocket they make there. So they're going to try and take the ball off the defender. As soon as the attackers take the ball off the defender and the ball's still in this block, the defender can try and tackle them to try and get the ball back. But the main objective for these three attackers is to attack as quick as possible. So work on counter attack. So whoever gets the ball, let's say attacker 1 gets the ball, attacker 3 needs to make leads as quick as possible with attacker 2 as quick as possible, so that A can have passes going forward, and they play 3 attackers against the goalkeeper to try and score. As soon as this part is done, that side will go, the coach will pass the ball, and then exactly the same that happened there will happen this side. Tips that I can give you that you as a coach need to look at in this specific drill is, first things first, you can tell the defender they can do whatever they need to do to try and keep the ball as long as possible. So they can do any possible skill, try and cut infield, try and do anything they can to keep the ball as long as possible. It will give them the opportunity to practice what they need to do in that scenario if it comes in the game situation. For the attackers, most important part is number 2, attacker number 2. He or she needs to put pressure as soon as possible at the back, because then the defender can't just turn infield. What attacker 1 and 3 needs to do is they need to run a good line to force the defender not to cut infield. So they can't run a line like that, because if they run a line like that and attacker 2 runs there, that's where their sticks will be, and that's where the defender can use the spacing, so they can cut infield and they can get out of this pocket situation. So the line that attacker 3 and number 1 needs to run is more a straight type of line going hip to hip. So they need to try and run maybe this way, so that the defender can't cut infield, and then their option is either to try and get through it, and if they do, there's 3 attackers that are going to take the ball. If they can't, they're going to pass the ball back to another defender. And then this is a victory for the attackers, because as a coach you want the ball, you want them to play backwards, because now you can set up there. And then you don't tell your attackers to attack there. No, you tell them to set up the press again, and then you put a pocket there again and try and take the ball off again. So one of the progressions you can do, you can put a defender over there. So this will be defender number 2, defender number 1. Coach will pass the ball into the pocket. Exactly the same happens. Now if the attacker gets the ball, they're going to attack against one defender. They're going to try and eliminate this one defender by passing, and they're going to try and score. For the second progression, what you can do is you can take out the coach. Coach can stand over here and see what's happening. You can put another defender in there, so that's defender number 3. What's going to happen now is you're going to pass the ball. Defender number 3 is going to pass the ball into the pocket. Exactly the same stuff happens here. If the attackers get the ball, they can attack towards the goal. This number 3 defender is going to do cross defense, but he or she can only start cross defense as soon as the attacker with the ball is outside the square. So it's going to help them to react to what's happening, and they need to run as quick as they can to put support for the defenders. But in this scenario, if that happens, defender number 1, you can then get out of the square, and it can be a 3v3 going towards the goal. So that was the midfield pocket drill. I hope you as a coach have learned a lot from this video and that you can use it for your team when you start coaching again. Thanks for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. See you next time. Bye-bye. Morning hockey family, Etienne from Field Hockey Education. In today's video, we'll be having a nice coaching discussion, and we will be discussing formations. And the specific formation we will be talking about is the blocker system. In this video, you'll see how the formation is set up, what every line you need to be worried about, and what you need to be trying to work on with each line. You will have a little bit of outletting options and benefits and negatives about the system. You as a coach, obviously, you will have more different ways of outletting. This is just a little base type of formation where I just give you some sort of outletting that you can do and the formation. But you as a coach, you can change the formation as well. There's different ways of using this blocker system. And we can have a nice little discussion in the comment section. I mean, we all coaches, we all want to learn. So if you have something that we can add or try and help other coaches, we can do that in the comment section. But I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope you can use this system in your team going forward. Thank you for watching this video, and let's go. If you have not subscribed yet, please click that little icon in the bottom corner. Please like this video because it shows the support towards my channel. Thank you for all the support so far in this channel. I really do appreciate it, and enjoy the next video. So for this blocker system, I'm going to break it down line by line. So I will go to the back 3, the blocker, the midfielders, and the forwards. And then I will put it into one big clip so you can go through all the information as a coach, and then you can relay the information a lot better to your players. So we'll start at the back. Back three, you will start, but you will try and get your players to be a little bit tighter to one another so that you can prevent the center back from being exposed from the opposition's midfielders and attackers. You also want the left back to be able to pass to the right back without using the center back. With the blockers, you'll see they will position themselves in between the outside backs and the center back, so they will be in this little space. They will be the fetchers, so they will be fetching the ball from the center back or from the right back. If this blocker fetches the ball but doesn't get it, they will re-lead and making it open for this blocker to step into this space for the center back to pass. These blockers will also be flexible. One of them can move into the back three to make it a back four. And then by changing the formation, you can force the opposition to keep changing their formation to counter-attack with your formation that you changed. When we come to the midfielders, your outside midfielders, left midfield, right midfield, they need to be wide as possible so that they can be options for the outside backs. If they want to outlet and they want to try and find players, they need to be the players that they need to find. If we go on this side to pass the ball, the help side midfielder, they can push through to be an option in the final third, but they will mainly go to the far post if the ball comes from this side to attack. The center link or the center midfielder, they always want to try and post up towards this space. If they're in the top of the half of this field, they always want to post up towards the back three. If the back three pushes up their platform to this, they need to be able to find the center link at all times. From here, the center link can turn and then find passes going forward. With the forward line, you want the forwards to be high as possible. And because we have 5 in the midfield, you don't want your forwards to be coming into this space as well, because this will cause overcrowding and it will limit the space for these 5 players to actually get the ball out to these forwards. And because of the way the formation is they will have the center link to actually come and help with the attack when they go forward, and they will have more opportunity to make leads to get the ball a little bit better. With outletting in this system, there's different ways of outletting, and that's the way this system is actually quite nice to have. And if your players know exactly what they need to do, you will have a lot of different ways of outletting and getting out at the back. But for now, we're going to start with actually outletting from the left back. So if the ball starts from the center back and it goes to the left back, blocker that's closest to the left back needs to be available for a pass. The left link needs to be available for a pass, or left midfield needs to be available, and the center link can try and get available for that more expansive pass to get through the lines. So the left back will have an option to the blocker, or they will have an option to the left link, or if it comes down to that expansive pass that I spoke about to get through the lines. If the blocker gets the ball, they can play to the left midfield. As soon as the ball goes, the blocker on the opposite side can start making a lead to there to be an option for the center link if the center link gets the ball. The left forward can make a nice round lead towards this space for when the left midfielder gets the ball. She's got an option going forward, or they've got an option going forward. If the left midfielder gets the ball and uses the center link, they need to do a pass and go type of move. So they need to pass and go so that the link can use them again. The outside link will make a lead towards the far side. The right forward will go into the middle of the field. When the center link gets the ball, they can use the right forward. Or like I said, they can use the blocker, and then the blocker on the opposite side can then use this right forward. You want your right back to go towards the ball side so that we can set up, so that these two can set up counter defense for in case something happens and you lose the ball. We have these two players stepping infield, and then we can set up counter defense. Because as soon as we lose the ball, we have this blocker to step around into the middle of the field, and we have this outside half or outside link that can work back and try and stop them from counter-attacking too quickly. The outletting on the right hand side will be more or less the same as on this side. We'll use the blocker in, you'll have the blocker as an option, the right link as an option, and center link. But now these different types of lead, the right forward will make that round lead, this left link will make the far side lead, and the left forward will make this lead going infield. But it's more or less the same way that you want to get it. These outletting options will not always work, because in field hockey it does change. So that is why I'm trying to show you different ways of outletting to get the ball forward. Okay, for the next outletting option, we will be using the blockers. If you can use the blockers efficiently, you will damage the opposition team's. Reason why is because your blockers will be set up in between their forward line and their midfield. So they will have this open space, and if they can use this open space, they can damage teams going forward. Here's an option that you can use, is when the center back passes to blocker number 1. Blocker number 1 will arc into space towards right side and towards this right back. As soon as this blocker number 1 arcs towards the right back, blocker number 2 will re-lead and lead against the grain to open up space on this side and to be an option for blocker number 1. Blocker number 1 can then decide if the right back moves into the space, they will move this link a little bit higher, and then the blocker number 1 has this pass to be able to pass through. They can pass to the right link on top, or they can pass to blocker number 2. Blocker number 2 and 1 can have a nice little 2v1 situation as well inside this formation. But as you can see, it depends on how the setup of the opposition press is. But if you can use your blocker system really well, you can get out in the middle really, really easy, and you can go forward from there. Okay, benefits of this blocker system. As I said before, you will have 2 options in the middle to pass to. You will already have a good counter cover. If we go forward, you already have a good counter cover. It's less leg work in the midfield, is you have these 2 blockers that will prevent this link from running up and down to get the ball. So less work for these midfielders, meaning that you will have more energy to attack and try and score goals. It will be forced pockets, and you will be focusing on pockets. a lot, meaning that if you get these pockets correct, you will create space in different areas of the field. The negatives about this blocker system is if you have your blockers and they are not disciplined in their positioning and they go forward when we attack, you will leave your back three isolated with this much space in this little area where the opposition can attack and get past these three defenders a lot easier. If the two blockers do not work as a unit and pivot off each other, the system will be ineffective, meaning that there will be a lot of space in this system if these two don't work with each other. So that's the blocker system. As you can see, if you get your team to be disciplined and they all know what they need to do, the system can work perfectly. But it has its negatives as well, like any other formation. But I hope you can use this in your team, and there's always a lot of more information that you can put in there. If you have other coaches that also use the system and they've got little tweaks and stuff that they use that can work, you can use that. That's the beauty of the system, is you will always have ways of improving it, trying to get the negatives out. But thank you for watching this video. Thank you for all the support so far in this channel. See you next time. Bye bye. Good morning, hockey family. Etienne from Field Hockey Education. In today's video, we'll be having a nice little discussion about the three-quarter press. This is my personal three-quarter press setup that I use normally with my teams. I will show you where I try and force the opposition to turn over the ball, and if they go to the opposite side, what I do with the press so that I can try and force them out and force them to where I want them to go, so I can take off the ball with this press. I will show you how I set it up when the opposition changed their formation, but this is just a nice little information video that I would just want to give you, coach to coach. If you are struggling with your press, hopefully this will help you to improve your press if you're struggling with your press with your team. But yes, this is just a nice little info. This is all that I use for my teams going forward in the season. I obviously do adjust it as it goes, but this is like the setup and where it goes from there. I hope you can use it with your team, or you can improve your press if it's struggling with this little bit of information. But thank you for watching this video, and let's go. If you have not subscribed yet, please click that little icon in the bottom corner. Please like this video because it shows the support towards my channel. Thank you for all the support so far in this channel. I really do appreciate it, and enjoy the next video.
So how I would set up my press is, if the opposition is crosses on the board, so if the opposition has 4 defenders at the back, and then they will have, let's say for example, 3 midfielders and 3 attackers, I will then set up with an arrowhead, attacking arrowhead. So when I am circles, I will have an attacking arrowhead formation, and I will have the midfielders or links man marking, and then I will have the back 4 man marking, or back 3, and then I'll have an extra center back that will be mainly just for being wherever the ball will go. So if the ball goes there, they will try and get in line of the ball so they can protect the goal area, like the direct route. So they will have that extra, so they will just basically in this little space over here, they will just keep moving up and down. So they will move that way or this way, just for wherever the ball is, so that they can just be in the middle of the direct route towards the goal. So what I will then tell is this forward will be responsible for this back, the center forward will be responsible for the 2 center backs, and then this wing will be responsible for that forward, or back, sorry. If the opposition have a 3, just 3 at the back, I will then switch to an inverted arrowhead, because if there are 3 at the back, it means that they pushed one of their extra players in the midfield, making it 4 people in the midfield. So I would either do an arrowhead inverted, so we'll have center forward being there so they can mark this player, or I will use the extra player over here to then just step onto the center link or center midfield, and then have the center midfield marking this player, and then I will still have the attacking arrowhead. But that just depends on how the game goes. But I would tend to just have an inverted arrowhead, just so that we can nullify this extra player that they brought into the midfield. And the rest will stay exactly the same. They will mark their players on the side, and then they will just have this one player that can't do much if we are marking every player from there. So for my press, if I want to take the ball, I like to take off the ball on our strong side, so it will be in this area mainly. So let's just say, for example, they have a back 4. I will have the 3-man on top with the arrowhead, and then the rest of my players marking with this 3-man over here. I will try and force them, as soon as they pass the ball there and they pass it to this side there, I will try and give them the line. So I will try and tell my forward over here to set up in this way, so that there's fake space that we are giving this back or left back or right back into this area, where as soon as that happens, I will then have my center forward making a lead to try and cut out this back pass. So now we're trying to force them into that little space over here, in this shaded space over here, and then I will have my other forward getting into that area more or less, so that that ball's not on. And then these 3 midfielders from the opposition will obviously try and make leads in between here to get them. But with my 3 midfielders marking as well, it will be either that they will try and force and pass down the line for this forward of them to run maybe and try and get the ball there, where hopefully my defender will step in front of it and then we'll take off the ball. Or it will happen where exactly the same, they will try and throw the ball in for this midfielder, where my midfielder will step in front of the ball. And from there, if we get the ball, we will attack. So then we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we can use this extra play as well for attacking option. So what can happen is this center midfielder can go up line, and then this extra center back will become the center midfielder in the middle of the field for that connecting pass from this middle channel to the left-hand channel. So that's mainly where I will try and press them, in this little area. So for an example, if the opposition decides to go this way with the ball, what I tend to tell my players is we want to try and not give them the line, because now they're on their strong side. So they're on their strong side and we on our weak side of the stick. So I will try and tell my players we're going to form a pocket, a midfield pocket in this little area. So if they decide to go this side, then I will try and tell my forward over here to run as quick and sprint as quick as he can to try and block off the line and force this player to pass inside. So that will mean he will set up the pocket. So if he goes there, he would then set up the midfield pocket, and in turn this forward will run there. This forward will then try and get to that space there to take over from the center mid, and then the center mid will step into that area there. So I will have my center forward there, my center mid there, and I will have my right wing marking that player. So now we have some sort of a pocket that we are creating there for this player. If they decide to pass the ball in here, we can get the ball from this pocket, because now if he's going to pass this ball, that he's going to probably pass the ball to his player over here, and they're going to run, and then my defender will follow, and then there will be a 4-man pocket in this little area. So we're trying to hold, we're not trying to attack the ball, we're trying to hold, not making tackles in this area. So because we want to try and win the ball on that side, so we're trying to force them. If he can't throw it here, he's going to go around, and then we're going to adjust our run, and then we're going to try and take off the ball there. So this is what I mainly would do if they try to get around this side of the press. But as all of you as coaches know, that a press is just there for pressuring the players to try and force the opposition into where you are comfortable. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. But that's why I want to try and help you to use the press that I normally use, to see if you can maybe adjust your press in a way to get better results in the future. But yeah, I've adapted this press so much over the years. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, and then you just need to go back and rethink and re-look at what is working and what's not working. But hopefully this press will help you as a coach to just maybe adapt your press to make it a better press in the season going forward. So that was just a nice little info about the 3/4 press. You can use this system if you want to. This is why I gave it coach to coach, so I can try and help other coaches with this specific press. But I hope you can use it, or I hope you can use parts of this press to improve your press with your team that you're using at this moment, and also that it can improve your press going forward in the season. Thank you for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for all the support so far in this channel. I really do appreciate it. See you next time. Bye bye.
Good morning, hockey family. Etienne from Field Hockey Education. In today's coaching video, we'll be doing a nice little junior drill. This junior drill's age is from 4 to 11, maybe 12. If it comes down to that it's 11 and 12, you as a coach can upgrade the overall drill to wherever you want to go with your players. But in this video, you'll see the drill out, how it works, and a nice little diagram of the overall drill that you can use. So thank you for watching this video, and let's go. If you have not subscribed yet, please click that little icon in the bottom corner. Please like this video because it shows the support towards my channel. Thank you for all the support so far in this channel. I really do appreciate it. And enjoy the next video. With this junior exercise, player number 3 is going to take a shot in this exercise, and they're going to do a forehand shot. So you need to see if this player's hitting technique is good or it needs to be improved, or there's something that you can see that you can help with. You need to look at this hitting technique as a coach. You can also rearrange these cones on this side and this cones on that side so they can have a backhand shot as well. But for this drill, how it starts is player 1 has the ball. They need to pass the ball in front of player 2, because now player 2 needs to learn how to receive the ball on the go. They need to try and receive it really strong, so they need to get their feet around so they can get it on the strong stick. If player 2 receives it, they're going to dribble through the cones with Indian dribble. If they get to these 2 cones there, they're going to do nice big yardsticks. So you can do 5 yardsticks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As soon as they're done there, they're going to make a pass to player 3 on the move. So player 3 is going to receive it on the move, going to dribble towards the far side cone, and they're going to execute an outside pull. So they can go around these cones over there, and then they're going to take a forehand shot towards the keeper. And obviously player 1 will become player 2. Player 2, after they're done with the yardstick, they will become player 3. This is a nice little drill that you can put in if you have a junior session. You can put it in where 5 players can quickly go through this and then move on from there. You don't have to have 30 kids standing over here. You can have a quick little 6 players maybe doing this drill while the other players do other drills, and then they can just switch with that, like a rotation system. But this is necessary little skills and techniques they need to learn to just improve them as players going forward for your club or your school. So that was the nice little junior drill that you can use with your juniors to improve them as players. You can use this drill in your junior trainings on Sundays or whenever you as a club have your junior trainings, or you can use it for your juniors at school level. They all need these types of little skills and techniques to improve them as players. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you next time. Bye bye.